Good morning, everybody, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Skyra, you know me, and I am coming live from Sarasota, Florida. It's my last day here, and I'm getting ready to head out tomorrow. So um, I have decided, if I'm the first one to say, if I've tagged you by mistake, I apologize. You can just remove the tag. I when I put the post up yesterday, if you put an emoji up or anything, that's why I did it, because I put that to tag people. Um, so if you don't want to be tagged, please just remove it, and I apologize for that. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for anybody who wants to show up since I did. This is my first live in a long, long time, and I chose to discuss today victim consciousness and basically what is disempowerment, and because it's really the foundation of the work that I'm doing in this world, and it's really the thing that kept me the most stuck in my life, was victim mentality, victim consciousness, and everything, from where I lived, what I did, addictions, to the people I hung out with, the jobs I had, the places I lived, my marriage. I mean, everything, the way I live my life, um, up until even today. I'm breaking through those final stages of, hi, Ray, nice to meet you. By the way, if you are on live, please introduce yourself. Tell me where you're coming in from, or where you're at. I would love to know. And then if you want to be notified of further videos, which I'm going to actually be doing pretty much every day. Well, every day. I'm going to say every day because I'm challenging myself to move through my own victim mentality with my fears of speaking live, and intuitively and channeling rather than looking at notes, because all the information is inside. It's already. It's just that sometimes we can get so much in our headspace, or we think we're afraid we're going to say something wrong or do something wrong, that it takes us out of that space of our heart and our intuitive speaking and knowing, so that we can we can't, or like really be, it doesn't really feel authentic. To me, it doesn't. It just feels like I'm trying to. So I do have some notes because I want to just make sure I cover the point. But anyway, if you are live, please let me know where you are, and if you would like to be notified of further videos, just drop an emoji or say yes, and I'll make sure I tag you in the end of all others, even from the live one today, or from in the future, if you see this, if you're catching this after the actual live. I'm going to try to keep it fairly short. I'm going to break it up into 3 different sections, because this is a pretty huge topic. This is victim consciousness, victim mentality, and I really believe that it's kind of the core of what's happening in our world. Um, we feel disempowered. We're not living in our power. We're feeling controlled and manipulated and disempowered, in all aspects of our life. Um, so we have to, so I'm going to go through one more thing. I'm already going out of my notes. I'm going to go back to my notes, because that way I can keep myself on track, because I can start going off on tangents and I don't want to get to that. So really, what is victim mentality? Victim mentality is where we feel helpless to make a change, or we feel like we don't have control over something in our life. And that could be anything from, like I just was just discussing, a place we live, our health. A huge one is our health. I am so tired of people saying, I'm sick, I'm tired, and nobody wants to change their diet. They don't want to do anything about it. They just want to keep eating the same crap and the fast food. And that's why we are all sick. I'm not all this sick. We have a lot of people who are taking responsibility, but that's a huge one. That's a whole other video. But yeah, really just being in corporate jobs that are controlling your life. I mean, anything that is keeping you in a place or feel in a stuckness, or you're in a situation that you want to get yourself out of, um, and feel like you can't, or feel like there's nothing you don't have a choice, or you don't have any. There's no way that you can remove yourself from that situation, and that is a learned behavior, and that's why I want to get into um, where it comes from, because it's really not our fault. And I want to bring that up right now. It's not something that we can say, oh, you're a victim. You shouldn't be a victim, because it's a learned behavior. It's a learned response from generally from childhood or from a major trauma that we experienced, where we felt like it was too much, or we were shut down, or we couldn't be heard or seen, or we weren't allowed to speak our truth. And then we slowly, over time, we shut down to feeling that we have any power over ourselves. And this is especially true if you were in some kind of a childhood situation and abuse, where you felt helpless. And we tend to repeat the patterns, where so that we can um, kind of disassociate. We can disassociate. We can project the problem outside of us, so that we don't have to take responsibility, or we just can remain in that place of not doing anything and blaming other people for our problems. Now, what this becomes a problem is when we become adults, and it's time to we cannot continue to blame everybody outside of us. Becomes our responsibility. Becomes our responsibility to do something to change that. Um, and there's a process of that, which I'm not going to get into today. I just really want to explain the victim mentality and what is it that we can do to give us a sense of responsibility, that a way to change that mentality. Um, and the other one I want to talk about is, like, it's really, the victim mentality can become addictive, and it becomes addictive because we get benefits from it. And the benefits of that is, let me go and give me this real quick. Okay, the first one is we get attention and validation. And if you think about it, a lot of times if we are a child and we're not getting attention, we're not getting validation, we seek that. We seek that outside of us in all ways. That becomes in relationships, or addictive behavior, food that we're eating, anything that are just behaviors that is making us right and everybody else wrong. And when we can do that, it gives us a sense of immediate gratification, but then it doesn't last, and it continues, and then actually people get really sick of it, because if you're going to continue to tell the same story over and over and blame everybody that it's everybody else's fault and not take any kind of responsibility, then people get tired of hearing that and hearing your story, which, believe me, I was like the queen of that. I was really into looking at how I could be disempowered, because it was a learned behavior from childhood. The other part of the benefits of this, is that there are no risks involved. You don't have to, and this becomes, you don't have to risk any kind of rejection or failure when you don't make a change, or you don't do anything to get yourself out of victim mentality, or the victimness. Um, so it keeps us in that same place, and it keeps us from being responsible. It's like we don't have to be responsible. We can stay in that self-pity place, and feel that we do not have any control. And then it generally leads to places like not stuckness, not moving forward, depression. That was a huge one. We can get into a place of depression because we are feeling that we have no help. We have no way to help ourselves. So the number one question, and I'm going to just cover this today real quick live, is to say, what is it how can I see this differently, and what is it that I can do to solve the problem? Solutions or victim? And so we can look at it we have to be able to start looking at the problem in a different way. And honestly, we can start laughing at ourselves. Eventually, when you get to the point where you can start seeing yourself and seeing yourself going into the victim mentality, starting to complain and whine about something going on that's not happening your way, then you can say, wow, I mean, this happened to me literally 2 days ago when I had my car worked on, and it was the guy wasn't fixing it. And I had to keep taking it back, and I was getting so upset and angry. And then yes, the day before yesterday, I just started laughing at myself because I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I mean, I can go find somebody else, or I can just accept what it is and just wait for it to be fixed, and just live in that acceptance. And when I literally was laughing at myself because I was watching myself go from this angry place of like, I can't do anything, I can't fix this, I've got all this stuff I got to get done because I'm getting ready to move. And really, it's just I started laughing because I'm like, it's out of my control at this point, unless I want to make it, unless there's something I want to do to change it, and I don't have to just sit here and accept it. So anyway, that is all I wanted to cover today, was basically the benefits of living in victim consciousness and asking ourselves, what is our responsibility, and how is it that we can take responsibility for anything in our life that is keeping us in a place of stuckness or disempowerment, because that's what it is, it's disempowerment. And if you are interested, I'm going to continue doing these lives every day. This is actually part of my own self-challenge to move myself past the face that I feel like I don't trust myself to get out there and speak intuitively. And I'm challenging my own self to do this because this is a big fear of mine. It is a big fear of mine to channel the information that I already have inside, and to speak it out publicly. To publicly speak has been a really I was shut down. I was shut down during childhood about stuff like that, and I wasn't encouraged. And so, yeah, I had a real big throat chakra block, and I've worked through that the last couple of years, and now I'm challenging myself to get out there and make a change, and feel the uncomfortableness inside of me, and do it anyway. Thanks, Jay. And that is where we change. That's where we can get comfortable with the unknown and move past all the blocks that tell us that we can't do something, that we can't do it. So thank you for showing up for me today. Thank you for being here. Like I said, if you would like to get more notifications of any of my future lives, I'm going to be covering all kinds of different topics on empowerment, sovereignty, our health, how we take control of our health. I'm going to be doing all kinds of movements and resetting nervous system, and then offering all kinds of opportunities to make some changes in your life, and opportunities to get help, to receive. And that was something I couldn't do either for a long time, because we think we can do it ourselves. And we're at a time in our life that we need, or in this world, that we need to come together in community and support each other, and to receive the help or the assistance or the support that we need to navigate, and these to empower ourselves to make the changes in our life as we are going through a collective awakening, and collective and consciousness is rising, and we are all feeling a little bit off and unsettled. And just to know that you do have a choice. You do have a choice for how you live this life and what your reality is going to be in this life, because it's up to you to make those changes, and it's up to you to be able to support yourself and to be able to empower yourself to make the changes that we'll have to do in this life to move forward, to get out of the stuckness, whatever it is in your life that is holding you back from living your truth and living in your power. It's all inside of you already. It's already there. Thank you, beautiful souls. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Namaste.